Hello, welcome to episode 24, the last episode of season 1 of Moonshine and Music, the perfect music show. Today being our last episode of the first season, I want to say thank you to our departing producer, Brandon Lay, and to Eat New Media, who has helped us create the show and work with us throughout this first season. We will have a new season starting next Sunday. David M. Garza will be the first guest of the new season, and I'm sure that you guys will still like the show. It's going to be very good, although maybe different in some areas. Anyway, thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Eat New Media. We really appreciate everything you did for the show. I also want to thank Brent Smith for hosting all of the shows up to this week and for being a new crew member on season 2, which is coming up next week. All right, so this week's episode features Gypsy Moonshine, which is Aaron McDonald and Katie Josway, and I know you're going to really enjoy the music today. The interview's fun. These guys are fun. It's our first time having a full drum set on the show, which is definitely a little bit of an audio challenge, and so I hope that you like what we did with that. It's some really good music, and there's some really fine musicians, and we're going to have a great time right here, right now, on Moonshine and Music. Welcome to Moonshine and Music. We got Gypsy Moonshine, Moonshine Music, Gypsy Moonshine. It seems like synergy. What do you guys think?
I think it was fate. I think it was inevitable that we were on this year's show.
Fate has been a conversation today, but you know, because we've been shooting a lot of shows, I guess. I don't know. Certain themes have arisen.
Is it fate or is it just me doing my job?
See, you know, you're going into Forrest Gump again, and if I get there in more than one episode, people are going to think it's freaky. You know, you guys are a group. Are there often more than two, or is it a duo all the time?
We're mainly a duo right now. Our last album, we had 4 people on it. But then, like, life happens, and, you know, it's hard to stay in a band when you're an adult. And, like, you know, our bass player had a kid and
That's why we never grew up.
Yeah.
That's
we're not adults.
We're not really adults anyway.
I guess I should introduce you individually. Aaron McDonald and Katie Josway.
Hi.
Hello.
Moonshine.
Yes.
You're hiing over here.
Over here.
Oh, yeah.
Hi. I like that one.
that one's.
I was ignoring both.
Say hey.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring it to your
cross my eyes.
Oh, I said I was. Yeah.
Okay, so continue. It's tough when you're an adult.
Yeah. So that's why they're not, you know, with the band anymore. And Aaron and I play with Doug Sauter sometimes. He plays with Sarah Grain, and you know.
Flatland. No, it's not Flatland Harmony. It's. Shoot, I should know our guitarist of the band.
He's in like a bunch of bands.
He is. Musician for hire and a teacher and all
yeah.
that. Great guy, Doug Sauter.
Yeah, we love him. So he plays with us sometimes too. And we do like to kind of experiment and bring on new people and see what meshes.
Well, that's cool. So, generally I start with the origin story of you guys. So where did you guys grow up?
I have been in Indiana my entire life.
Me too, actually.
What part?
I started central off of Washington, like the Irvington area, when I was a little kid. Then I moved as far north as Cicero, then as far south as Greenwood, actually, where you're like at. And then I moved back to central area, and it's just been moving around either north or south, but central now.
Central Indiana, just right around Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Castleton was the last big stop.
The last big stop.
That's the last big stop for a lot of people. You get stuck there in the traffic and never get out.
Yep, Hazelton.
So what about you, Katie?
I grew up in Carmel, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Went to Carmel High School.
Carmel kid.
I know. Don't judge me. I was like the weird Carmel kid though. Like I was like the grunge kid in high school, you know, like ripped jeans and flannels and stuff.
Yeah.
Like life is so oppressive. I was a little angsty back then. Wanted to be in an all-girl grunge rock band. We play a couple songs that I wrote back in those days.
So when did you guys start playing, both of you? You know?
Aaron joined the band.
It was November, and it was 2014, 13 or 14. I don't want to say 13. It is 14. It is 14.
14.
Yeah, and so since 2014, I've been with the band. You guys were a band a year before that.
Yeah.
And it seemed to be November was always the mark of when I was there and started, and wasn't it like really close to when Gypsy Moonshine even started too?
Yeah, it was.
So the birth of us was in November.
Weird things kept like happening on the anniversary of when the project started.
November Rain or something. Like I just worked in the Guns N' Roses reference. I don't know how.
Yeah, you did. I was like, I don't even know how to respond to that.
I don't even know Guns N' Roses. No, I know Guns N' Roses. I shouldn't say that.
So I was actually trying to ask, when did you guys start like playing music, like at all? Like how old were you?
That. I started making up songs.
Particularly well, so I get it.
Yeah, that was confusing. I started making up songs when I was a little kid, and just would put on shows. And even when I played sports, I was like, you know, playing softball or whatever, and I'd be in the outfield just like making up songs. And I picked up my dad's guitar when I was about like 12 or 13, and just started kind of dicking around and like trying to write songs, and that's how I started playing guitar.
And I was around 11 or 12, and 26 now, so good amount of time. And it started with the guitar that I got on my birthday. I knew I'd want to play music before then, and I was doing little things like humming and whatnot, singing along to songs. But until I started actually songwriting was when I was about 11, and it was on a half-size Olympian acoustic that I was like, but I need an electric guitar if I want to do the cool stuff. But the acoustic got me there, and that's when I started.
I played acoustic for a long time.
I started playing drums though when I was 15 because I bought a drum kit for the drummer that was in my band at the time, and then the band dismembered because we all moved our separate ways, and then I found myself in the country with a drum kit, and I was like, well, perfect, I'm not gonna, you know, annoy anybody with this noise but the brothers and sisters, and you're meant to annoy your brothers and sisters, so the drums were perfect with this country house. And that's when drums started, 15 years old.
So what was the name of that first band? We have to have first band names.
Soakin' Jesus.
Soakin' Jesus?
Soakin' Jesus.
So Can Jesus?
So Can Jesus. I just realized it sounds like Soaking Jesus.
I'm like, woo! What is this, like a revival kind of thing?
Baptizing Jesus.
Everybody must be baptized. Soaking Jesus.
Soaking Jesus. And Like the Sun, I guess, was another first one. I don't even remember what the other... It was Soaking Jesus was the one where I bought the drum kit. I remember that.
What was your first band name? We have to ask.
Gypsy Moonshine, right?
It kind of Gypsy Moonshine, to be honest.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I jammed with a bunch of people for a really long time, and you know, I always wanted to put a band together, and it just kind of never happened for some reason. And I guess I had this like life moment. I was working this like horrible office job, and I just kind of like hated my day, like whenever I would wake up. And I decided to quit and just like wait tables and focus on music and put a band together and just like actually try and do something with this stuff that I write and do. And I had a few little hiccups in the beginning, but then it was just Gypsy Moonshine when I met Nick and we started the project, you know, almost 5 years ago now. So I was a bit of a late bloomer to the music scene and performing out and all that. I still have really bad stage fright, like no one knows, because I play it off real cool. But I had to teach myself how to play guitar standing up, because I was always just playing like acoustic guitar, like sitting down or whatever, like in my bedroom. So
I understand that. Like, a lot of people think that they see me play. I play sitting down most of the time. Mm-hmm. It's because I'm way better at playing while sitting.
Yeah.
I don't practice standing very much.
Yeah, so I had to like completely teach me. I was like, I can't sit for every show. That's so lame.
Well, when I play like a duo show and I have my lead guitar player there, a lot of the songs I don't play on.
Yeah.
So like almost all of those I'm standing up and singing, and then I like, okay, need a stool. Okay, here we go. So I understand that totally. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens with me. I like. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and sometimes like if I'm real nervous for some reason, my hands will shake. Like my voice will be fine. I'll seem like I'm okay, but my hands shake so bad that I can't play certain like finger picking songs. So it's like my hands don't do what they want or what I want them to do with the song. But you know, that I think that this band will always have an incredibly special place in my heart because it was really my first entry point into like the music scene and being part of it and contributing and creating music that I actually felt captured what was in my head, you know, and I could never accomplish that alone. So I'm incredibly thankful for the people that I get to play music with and create music with.
So do you guys have any records? What are they called?
Yeah, we have one that's our self-titled. We got that done within the first 6 months of being a band because I just had so many songs like saved up. Like as soon as they were decent, I was like, all right, studio, let's just get it done. And then we have Before I Wake, which is like a 6-song EP. And we did that with Ryan Gibbons in his living room, and it was really fun. And then we just...
Because we did it in a day.
A day.
And not even a full day, like just...
But it's good, it's good.
We gotta go to work at 6. Get in here, do it. Hey, and it sounds really good. He did an amazing job.
This is the 8th episode of Moonshine Music we've shot today. So I understand doing it all in one day.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, and with, I guess it's kind of funny, but with the whole Gypsy thing, it's like we've gotten a lot off of like trade or like friend favors or whatever. Like you do what you can in the music scene. Like, you know, we're all broke artists pretty much, but we want to create and we want to help each other create and be part of these things. So you try to come up with really clever ways to make that happen.
I totally get it. So when you started, working together as a band, and you get all these new songs, did anybody introduce other ones, or is that in the future? Do you like write them together now? What's the?
I try. I always encourage. I feel like everyone has their job to do, and I'm almost like, I started off and then everyone kind of feels it and jumps in. We're not really technical players at all. I don't communicate like that. I'll tell Aaron I want it to be like, more swirly,
That's a highly technical,
less crunchy
thing.
Yeah, it was very spiritual based.
I needed to feel more like walking through water.
He was like, I got
But he knows what I'm talking about. And he's
you
able
want me to switch to mallets and hit softer?
Yeah, but so he can decipher the way that I communicate because that's how I experience music. My brain doesn't comprehend it in like an analytical, like mathematical sense. It's really just I'm like playing everything by ear almost.
So the songwriting, I guess, it kind of is a collaborative effort on a lot of the newer stuff. Like she'll come together with some chords, and then just the way it gets structured after that, we start playing, and then before you know it, we're just like, we really like which way we went, that way or that way, and it's been cool. I did write one song, Raven.
Yeah, you did.
But you did the lyrics and all that. But it was
well,
cool
I always do the lyrics. That's my job, though.
We haven't played it forever, though. That's because it's my fault. I don't want to bring more gear. Hauling drums is already enough. That's my excuse. Doing another guitar thing, though, too. I'm playing more guitar. What's going on?
I know. We might be doing a song coming up where we do a switcheroo, and I play drums. and he plays guitar. I still sing though.
Top secret information.
Wow,
Not really.
we got the exclusive right here.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see if it's any good.
This is terrible. Let's do it.
So do you guys do music full time, or do you have other
No, I'm a massage therapist.
Ah.
I'm getting closer every day, but I still part-time work as a barback at Dorman Street, a lovely, lovely place.
That is my favorite bar.
It's a cool bar. I like it.
Well, I haven't been there. I'm gonna have to go there now.
Oh, please. It's
It's a total dive, but it's amazing. They have 50-cent pool table. Awesome
one
patio.
quarter. One quarter.
Oh yeah, it's a
Two
quarter.
games to the price of what she just said.
If you're lucky enough to get there and no one's already like claimed it for the next 10
That's
games.
another cool thing too. Is actually people are so awesome about just letting it go. It's such a flowy bar with good people. I love it.
It really is. The people are awesome there.
Well, that's great. What do you know? What songs you're doing today that you're gonna play for us?
We got three.
I let Aaron pick.
We've got 3 from the most recent album, and then 1 that is.
Well, 2 and then 1, right?
Are we doing 2 and 1?
We're doing 3 songs.
We're just doing 3 songs, then 2 and 1, and maybe a third one if we.
So 2
play
off
quick
the
enough.
newest album, Paper Doll, and then 1 brand new one.
Oh, okay. And have you the brand new one? Have you played that live before? Or
We did. We just played a festival in Kentucky called Playthink, and we did. We played all 3 days of the festival for like an hour each day, and you don't want to play like the exact same set each day either.
So we ripped down
we
into
definitely played a bunch of new songs and.
Great amount of new stuff. It was cool to actually
Yeah.
have a full set list worth of new songs, and it's like, wait a minute, we still have other things we need to record and do.
I know, that's-
we got music videos to make.
It's a good problem to have. We keep writing too much music, and we can't like get it recorded and like done fast enough.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, well, it's time to get some played then. Let's hear something.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
I love that.
Thank you guys a lot for coming in. I really
Thanks for having us on here.
Very much.
We can't wait to hear you guys play. Gypsy Moonshine coming up next on Moonshine and Music. Next week on Moonshine and Music, Season 2 gets kicked off with David Garza. But instead of giving you a preview, I want to make a short announcement. The cool thing about this happening with Season 2 is going to kick off every Sunday as usual on YouTube, Podbean, and iTunes. But we're going to start putting the old episodes every Wednesday, a new one, on Facebook. So you can go watch them on Facebook. So let's have fun with that, right? Anyway, here's some music. Let's get back to the show. Moonshine and Music returns right now!
The trains left the station.
was the title track off of our latest album called Paper Doll. We actually just ordered physical copies of it. So yay, you'll be able to get those soon. Yeah, sure.
Or whatever is in your head. I know. Moonshine and music people? It's the minutes made, maybe?
Yep.
Cool.
I'm gonna fix this mic. It's like really low.
Up a little high.
Alright. This is a brand new one called Maybe Okay.
laid down on my bed, but I would never be your girl. No, I would never be your girl. Stay that way, but I would never be your girl. But I would never be your girl.
Thank you very much, Gypsy Moonshine. You guys rock. Really appreciate having you on for the season finale of season 1. Once again, I want to thank Eat New Media and Brandon Lay for working hard on the show all this time, all these 24 episodes. And we'll see you guys next week for season 2 of Moonshine and Music. Moonshine and Music is a presentation of Eat New Media in association with Notlehs Entertainment. Producers for today's program are Brandon Lay and Joe Shelton. Be sure to join us next time on Moonshine and Music.